Hello, it's me again. I hope everyone's having a lovely Saturday. Popping in to do an early stream because I'm gonna be eating dinner with my parents tonight, and my dad is making tri-tip, which he's incredibly good at, so that should be tasty. I have just eaten a cucumber sandwich. At like the, white bread, butter, cucumber situation. Oh, it was good. That was a good way to prep for stream. So while I was sound checking and stuff, I was eating cucumber sandwich. Anyway, today what I want to do is get my villagers situated over here. So, oh, look, I've acquired access to golden carrots. It's very exciting. You can see we cured the villagers. Woo, 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 woo. I'm so happy. So we've got 5 villagers that used to be zombie villagers that have now been cured. So what I'd like to do is set them up in a at least rudimentary village, which I'm gonna put out that direction. So we're gonna do village over this way, and we'll loop around to farm, like village, farms, industrial stuff is kind of how we'll go around this side. Who knows what's going over there? Some type of build stuff, I guess. I don't know, man. Tree farm, maybe. Who knows? Long term for the island, this is going to be like a park, like the central park area. So that'll be nice. But yeah, so we're going to start getting things situated. I have 2 sheep now, so we can start getting them beds, which will be good. Hey guys. I'm still hoping for a second cow. I don't want to have to kill the donkeys, so I'm trying really hard not to. I'm getting a bunch of eggs from the chicken before I yeet him, just in case we want chickens at a later date. But yeah, since I got these, I don't really need access to steak, but I do need access to leather because we're gonna want to enchant at some point. So that'll be important. All right, we can sleep for now. We'll have to do one nighttime at least to get the villagers like hooked onto their beds and stuff. But oh, that was so weird. I was like, what is that? Why is there a thing that's floating? It was this dude who I've already traded with. I got more sea pickles, I think, if I remember correctly. Somewhere. Yeah, I got a couple more sea pickles. I guess I didn't get the coral blocks from him. Did I get a bucket of puffer fish? Bucket of purper? I did. So he's been traded with. So we don't care about that dude. But yeah, that's kind of the situation as it now stands. Pumpkins growing. These 2 are melons, which will go here because I think we bought melon seeds off that guy. Yeah, so we're expanding because our farmer actually very conveniently. Oh, I guess I don't need that. I don't need that. There we go. I didn't need that. Our farmer has decent trades for the stuff that we're doing. I think he's got wheat and potato, I want to say, but also pumpkin and melon. So we want to build up what we can. Hey, D! Welcome. Yeah, carrot. I guess not potato. It was a long 12 hours, huh? But yeah, see it both of these. And then woohoo, beautiful. So this is exciting. So we've cured all the zombie villagers. And that's really good. So I'll have an armorer, a toolsmith, a and smith. Those are different, I think. Okay. I was promised you would do your homework during my stream, so, you know, I have expectations. But then I guess probably a librarian for the other one, or I don't know. We can breed now. So, well, and the other good thing is now that we've got these guys, we can breed up a couple. It's a mosh pit over there. We can breed up 2 and start building up an iron farm, and that will be huge. That will be really huge. I have a design that I use for iron farms that I usually includes lava as a component, but I think we can convert it from lava to campfires for now. Because we have 1 lava, and it is important that we preserve the 1 lava for cobblestone. I keep forgetting. My habits are all messed up. I was on another server yesterday, and I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I built a Christmas tree over there because why did you go that way? Oh, probably because I forgot to fill that in. Why have you done this? You've ruined everything. But yesterday I put my first ever wreath up on my first home that I've ever owned for Christmas, and I felt very festive after that. So I built a Christmas tree on one of the realms I play on, and that was nice. Tomorrow I think I'm gonna put up my IRL Christmas tree. I hadn't really planned on it, but now that I've got stuff painted, like, things feel a little bit more cozy, and I feel like, oh, I have a home now. So kind of want to do stuff with it. All right, we're gonna put this back in here. Our first step is gonna be to build out some ground here. I have to decide the best way. Probably the best way to tackle this is a platform, because eventually, like, I'm gonna build out a huge disc, right? So it's not gonna be bridges to the islands. Like, the islands will be, or at least not bridges that long. The islands will be either incorporated or much closer to the edge than they are now. So ideally, okay, this is slanted. So if I go this way, we're gonna be straight. So everything will be joined eventually. I'm just trying to figure out what that's straight. So we could go parallel to that, which is like that way, or we could go back. I'm just trying to figure out where my straight lines are. So we could go straight that way. That might be best. So maybe we build from how terrifying would it be to build from this bridge instead of pretty terrifying. Let's go back this way. I'm trying to decide how to tackle this. Let's see. But I want to do like a proper village. So like a village square and, you know, houses for the villagers. I think I'd like to have them like wandering free. I think that'd be pretty cool. So just kind of bring some life to the island. Like I'm not the only person living here. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I like that idea. All right. So this is gonna be a 30 minutes of terror probably while I do this. boop, boop. I'm okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. I was watching some like Minecraft YouTubers build on their channel. Like, obviously I watch them on YouTube a lot, but I was watching them build and they build so fast. I was like, oh man. And part of it is that I am over the void and I hate being over the void. So like, yeah, that's a given. But man, yeah, I'm gonna take them farther away from the mob farm. Although the mob farm will become a tree at some point. So I don't want to take them too far away, I guess. Oh, decisions. They're so difficult. Let's see here. Boop, boop. So if we go straight out that way, we're basically in line with that. I think I do want to go this way. That's fine. Have them live closer to the center, because if the center is going to be a park, it doesn't make sense for them to be so far away. You know? You know? Hello, gentlemen. Or people, ladies. I just kind of always think of them as genderless, which is not evidenced by the fact that I just called them gentlemen, but they're just villagers. They're just people hanging out. What's up? What's up, my dudes? What? I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Ooh. Oh, I got a new stand for the camera I use for motion capture now. And I think it looks a lot better. I'm less tilty and stuff. It's actually clipped. Because before it was like a very short, because it's actually an old iPhone, like an iPhone X. Because they have better facial tracking. Oh, I hate that. Everybody close your eyes. I'm going to do a quick zoom. 3, 2, 1, quick zoom. Okay, we're done. That fixes that bug I have discovered. Anyway, because the facial recognition is so good on it because of the security stuff they do with it, like the lock and unlock. They put a lot of work into it. And so that translates to like the facial tracking stuff that can run on it. And I'm using VTube Studio as my camera app, like in conjunction with VC Face to run my model. And anyway, so I had it on just like a little bitty cell phone stand doohickey, you know, that was like maybe 4 inches tall, but it was sitting on like the raised shelf that I have my monitors on. And so it was basically, I mean, essentially at the bottom of my monitors. And so I'd have to like duck around it and stuff. To see what things that were in the corner and do all that stuff. And it was not really a good angle because it was like shooting up. And when I got the new mic, it was especially a problem because now the mic is like from that angle, essentially in front of my lower chin. So I was having to like contort to stay visible and stuff, which was very unpleasant. So I got one of those like twisty dudes that are a clip because my non-work desk, I have 2 desks in my office, and this is my non-work desk because obviously I'm not working right now, is up against a bookshelf room divider. And so it made it really easy to clip the like bendy phone stand to the bookshelf, and it is now like peeking between my 2 monitors. So I can see around it a lot better. but B, it is like right at face height now. So it's got a much better angle, and I can see the improvement like in OBS right now. I'm a lot like I look like I'm sitting up straight. I'm not like leaning down or leaning out. Like it's nice. It's nice. I'm happy with it. And it was not that expensive, which is also nice. Also nice. So it's fun. I've had fun like buying streamer kit stuff that isn't too expensive. Like I'm lucky enough to have a job that lets me spend a little money on my hobbies. And a little money is, for me, I'm lucky, basically, is what I'm saying. So this isn't a super expensive mic, the new mic, but it did make a big difference. And now I've got this stand, and I bought the iPhone. It was not that expensive for an iPhone. It was is like the price of a normal, like it's an iPhone X, so it's old. But it was only like $250 refurbished on Amazon. But I was lucky to buy it with a gift card that my work gave me for my work anniversary this year, because I hit 10 years. So I bought some stuff for the new house, and then I bought an iPhone to stream with. And I'm really happy with it because I like the model, and I'm really excited to be using the blend shapes that my brother put in for me. And yeah, anyway, I'm having fun is what I'm saying. I'm having a good time. There we go. This is nice. I had initially thought I was gonna like make a bridge to a platform, but I'm just building the platform off this bridge, which honestly, that's fine. We'll do a little like gate entrance, and it'll be really nice. A wall to keep everybody safe from the void. We'll spawn proof as we go. Speaking of which, don't spawn anything near my dudes. I don't want to have to go through the angst of gathering all that gold again. Although I do, in fact, have another weakness potion. So, like, that part we've got. It's the gold that is the painful part. I think once I get an iron farm up and running, I'll look at getting an actual gold farm up, which is something I've never built before, so that'll be cool. But I just really need a farm for everything in Skyblock, which is kind of fun. It's given me an opportunity to expand my farm knowledge. Why can't I talk? Expand my farm knowledge. There we go. There we go. Maybe I'll do like a curve. So this could be straight and then it curves in. So maybe we start the curve here. What I really should do is like the outer edge, and I don't want to go into the void on a single. I don't want to do it. Don't have the heart for it today. This is bad enough. But yeah, mostly I'm just vibing today. I had a good day yesterday because I had the day off work. And conned my mom into going shopping with me to find Christmas things, but I also found some art for some of the spaces I didn't have art for in my house yet, and was really good. I bought like a super cheap wreath and a super cheap string of battery powered lights and like a really cheap plastic bow. Stuck them together for the wreath. But yeah, it was nice. I had been living like far away from my family for like 10 years now. So it's kind of good to be back. To be like, oh, you want to go shopping with me? I'm just running around. And I know my parents are enjoying it, so that's good. They're getting older, so somebody really needed to be closer to them. Oh, that's a pumpkin. I for real thought that was gonna be a melon. Okay, that's fine. We will now make you a melon. Okay, excellent. Become melon. There we go. You know what? Let's get some more melons. I don't need the slices. There we go. I should get a fortune hoe to harvest this stuff with. At some point, I want to get enough stuff together to do like an automated farm for these. The melon and pumpkins. I think that at least should be automated. Would be helpful. Boop. It's so hard to find. Hello. Okay. Welcome. Or a silk touch would be nice, but I don't have that at the moment. So, oh, not like that. What was there? Oh, the bone meal. I don't know what's that. I'm good at this. Hello. Oh, harvesty harvest. We got carrots. Oop. Oop. Eventually we could, I guess, get an automated like wheat and stuff. We'll need more villagers, but now we've got those, so that's certainly an option now. Oops, that one wasn't ready. Oh well. Oh well. We also will need to start setting up a storage room soon, and that'll be good. We could do a couple different storage rooms. That kind of depends on... Oh, I still have more of these. It kind of depends on how I think I'm going to be using the storage. Like, I absolutely want one in the farming and industrial district. But then it becomes a question of, you know, is it... Do I need storage for, like, building blocks? Does it make the most sense to have it there? Or could I have another storage area, like, over here that has more of the stuff I build with? I don't know. We'll have to figure out. I don't usually split up storage, but I've got, you know, void to fill, so. Did I? Oh, I remember. I got rid of I only needed one thing of potatoes because I don't have a farmer buying potatoes right now. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, wait, what? I forgot I reorganized the thing. So this, at some point, we'll need more farmland. I do have 29 dirt now. I was able to get some gravel from Piglin Trading. So that was really helpful. Which meant I was able to make coarse dirt and then till the coarse dirt and get regular dirt. So that was good. So, you know, advancements are being made. Very exciting. Okay. Things just keep popping up. I could just stand here and farm all day long. That's not the goal. This is not the goal. I should put my axe away in case I fall into the void. I'm not doing anything that requires me to hold that. Excuse me. Single cobblestone. Lie. Get in there. Okay. And we're back. Yeah, having my own house this year and having it in it, like, I technically owned the house last Christmas. I've owned it for a year now in October, but I was not living in it then. Like, it needed work. Like, I had to refinish the hardwood floors. I had to replace the roof. I had them cut down a really alarmingly dying tree in the backyard. We had to do a lot of plaster repair. We had to fix a lot of the woodwork around the windows because it was very gappy and cold. Like, there was just a lot. So I didn't move in until mid-March. So this is the first Christmas that I'll have in the house. And I had been like discouraged by how little I had done so far with it. Like, my dad helped me paint the office. The office is the most done room because I work and play from this room. So I spent a lot of time in here. And I was happy with how it was turning out, but and I painted my bedroom, which was a huge effort because I painted it dark blue, but like all of it. The wood, the ceiling, the trim, or the wood and the trim's the same thing. The walls, the ceiling, and the trim. And I was like, I never want to paint another ceiling in my life. Never again. And we got like the hallway and the living room and the dining room primed, and like the trim is done and all that stuff. But we were just like, I'm tired. We're so tired now. So I finally found someone who was willing to do it for a reasonable price that I could afford. And so like the last week and a half has been so much progress in the house. And so suddenly I'm like, oh, I actually feel good about this. Like, finally, I'm starting to feel like this is my home and not somewhere where I'm just living. Because it was kind of hard to leave the city I was living in. I'd been there 10 years. I didn't leave it because I didn't like it. If my parents weren't getting older, and if, I wasn't so far away, and if I could have afforded to buy a house there, like, myself, I wouldn't have left. But that's a lot of what ifs. So, I came back to the hometown. And it feels really weird. It is incredibly different, and there are so many things I miss about the city. So much, in fact. But for now, I'm here, and I actually have a house that feels like it's mine now, and it got me kind of inspired to do Christmas decorating. Finally, I haven't been really feeling that for a while, so this year we're doing Christmas, at least in the decor. Make this a longer curve, I think. There we go. So that'll be nice. I'm looking forward to it. I gotta dig my tree out. It's gonna be funny because it was a tree that I bought. I do fake trees because I'm allergic to real trees, but also I don't want to clean up after them. So, but the one I bought is very narrow. Like, it's a very tall, very narrow tree. Because that's what fit in my apartment in the city. And now I've got a little more room. So I'm kind of curious to see, like, I definitely have more room where I'm going to put the tree to have like a bigger tree, but at least more round tree. So it'll be interesting to see how it looks. There we go. That's nice. That's nice. We're just getting a gradual curve here. Gradual curve. But since I have like very specific preferred colors, and those colors have absolutely carried over to this house, all the ornaments and stuff that I bought for the tree are gonna look really nice in the living room. Will be very pretty. Actually, it'll be a nice pop of color in there because I haven't sorted out how I want to do that there yet. So it's gonna be hard to take it down because I'll be like, but it looks so pretty. Yeah, it'll be nice. Because I use like dark teal, blue, champagne kind of colors. It's got some like astronomy type suggestions of ornaments, like a lot of like spiky stars and things like that, shimmery things, a lot of glass, like clear glass or shiny glass, because those are the things I like. So it'll hopefully be really pretty. I found a couple pieces of art for the office and one for my bedroom. I gotta figure out what to. I like art on walls. I don't really like having blank walls. I don't like to overcrowd a wall with art, but I don't just want to stare at a flat wall. I don't find that exciting or cozy. Excuse me. So I'm finding things to put on walls, and you know, as I've been able to, I try to buy more like original art or art that has actually been non-mass manufactured, like someone's hands have actually been on it, even if it's like a print of their original work. I try to buy that from them. And I especially like to do local artists where I'm living, so I have a lot of art from the city I was living in, which is really cool. And so kind of as I go, my house becomes like a not a museum because it's not that fussy, but you know, you accumulate art that means things to you throughout your life, and then you can look at that art and, you know, not relive, but you know what I mean? Like it's like the story of you is told through the art that you bought in specific. So like whenever I get a new place, I buy art as my housewarming gift to myself. And so all the pieces that I have, I know like what apartment I bought them for, and you know where I was at that point in my life and all that kind of stuff. So it's nice. It's nice. And because it's a local artist, you know, since I've moved cities, it has like a deeper story as well. So this time around, I'm actually working with my cousin, who is we're gonna zoom, quick zoom, get ready, 3, 2, 1, quick zoom. Okay. Who is she art therapist, but also an artist, a collage artist. In fact, this year, Museum of Collage Art, which name I can't remember, and I probably wouldn't share anyway because I'm not interested in being identified on the internet, purchased some of her work. So she's actually an artist with pieces in an art museum. But I originally commissioned her to do something for my new house, and we talked about what I wanted. And she's like, why don't you come see me and we'll talk about it and see what you like and all that kind of stuff. And I went down, and it ended up being more of a collab than a commission, which has been really fun. But that's the piece I've got coming for this house. We worked on it midsummer, and then I'm actually going next weekend to keep working on it. So I guess I asked for something that she found daunting. It just didn't occur to me that it would be a big thing, but it's probably the biggest piece she's ever done. And, you know, techniques she hasn't used before. So actually she's had a lot of fun with it. And I've had a lot of fun with it. And I've been having a good time. So I'm really looking forward to it. She texted me the other day and was really excited about some stuff she'd learned. And I kind of felt good because as we were making it in the summer, it's been so long since I've done any like physical art. So it felt good to do it again, even if it was a medium that I'm not super familiar with, collage. Although I like it. But part of it, there was part of it where I was like, oh, I want to do some paint here that looks like leaves. And she's like, oh, I don't know. I don't normally do paint that detailed. And I was like, no. We're talking about shapes, like shadows and stuff. And I was like, it's super easy. All we have to do is get some like fake greenery and some spray paint and just strategically spray. It'll be fine. And it was just something she hadn't done before, and I had experience with it because it's the type of thing we would do when we were making like the back layer of set pieces for theater. And so it just seemed like a really obvious thing to me because it's absolutely something I've done before. But it's not a technique that she had done before, and she was I think skeptical at first, but it ended up, you know, really nice. And so it was fun to be able to show her something that will be useful to her later. Because I felt like I was learning so much, it was nice to be able to contribute some type of technique that will be valuable as well. So, but yeah, it was fun. So I did not mean to jump there. That was terrifying. It was definitely fun. I'm looking forward to next weekend to do more with it, and I'm really excited about the finished piece because I love theater. I've done theater. I have a couple favorite shows, as we all do who enjoy theater. And we're doing the collage based off one of the shows. It's one of Shakespeare's. It's based off Midsummer Night's Dream, which is a show I have been in twice. I've also wrote papers on it in college and things like that. I just really like it. It's a really fun one. And there's a lot of, as with a lot of Shakespeare, room for like interpretation and creativity in it. And there are a lot of themes in it that I was kind of feeling as I made huge life changes and journeyed away from my home of 10 years to return, you know, so it was fun. So it's been really fun to try to pull those themes in pictures and collage pieces, because, you know, you dig through art books and magazines and paper and all kinds of stuff to, you know, piece something together. So I'm excited because then now when people come over and they see it on my wall, it can be kind of a game like, okay, what show is this? Because obviously I know a lot of people in the theater scene here because that's where I did most of the theater I've done. So they'll appreciate it a lot, and I'm excited to have it on my wall. So I'm looking forward to it, basically is what I'm saying. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. We build a platform. I'm gonna have to start mining more cobblestone here soon. So much more cobblestone. I don't actually know how far I'm going. I'm just placing stone. I should really also place torches. Actually, let's put that guy there and grab this guy and put this guy here, because that is a direction we're expanding in. And we'll keep this guy for now. Okay. I gotta rub my nose. That's gonna make my camera do weird things. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh. Ooh. Actually, that was less weird now that the camera can still see me because it's higher. That's funny. The other nice thing right now that I'm really looking forward to is I actually have 4 more working days this year. So I've got so much stuff to get done. That was probably horrific on the microphone. Sorry for that hiss. I've got a ton of stuff to do, but I have enough PTO that I gotta use it. I don't want to lose it because that's how my work does it. So I took Friday off. I work Monday, Tuesday. I'm taking Wednesday off. And then I'm off from the 19th through the end of the year because my work is actually giving us the whole last week of the year off without having to take PTO. So that's new and exciting. And I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, there's going to be a lot to do this week. But again, only 4 more days left in the year for me to work, so I'm hoping to do some house stuff, which will be awesome. But it's also like I don't even have to work a whole week or 4 days in a row. I gotta work 2 days and then I have a day off and then I'd work 2 more days, so it should be good. We'll see if people end up having to call me. It's distinctly possible, but I hope not. Will all come down to how much stuff I can get done. Mondays are kind of a rough day for me work-wise because there's a lot that happens on Monday. I'm in a lot of meetings of like what's happening for the week for this team and this other team. And what do we need to have and who needs what and how's our resourcing and blah, blah, blah. So those are all important meetings to have. And it is my job to have them because I'm one of the people who makes those decisions, and it's better that I sit in them than, all of our developers. But at the same time, there's not a lot of time on a Monday for me to actually work on things that will have an output or a deliverable. So given that I have deliverables, that have to get done before the end of the year, that means Monday's kind of a wash. So really, that means I have 3 working days for these deliverables to get done. Actually, Thursday, I worked 12 hours. I worked like 9 a.m. to 9:30 probably. Because I was like, well, I could finish at a semi-normal time and put in a couple hours on Friday, or I could just be done and not have to think about this on Friday. And I opted for that because that's just better. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's do a couple. We'll do this as 6. And then we'll do. This is 3 now. Let's do this one as 6. It's 4. 5. And we're gonna have to mine some cobble, so that will be thrilling and amazing. This is absolutely a vibe stream today. It is not a huge progress stream. I was like, man, I have so much cobblestone mined. This will go so quick and I'll just build and it'll be done. And I'm like, yeah, about that. I just made a noise that probably sounded terrible on the mic again. I have a pop filter coming, like a wind thing for this mic. It was supposed to come with one and it didn't. So that was sad. And I ordered one. And then it was like, oh yeah, we'll get it to you sometime between the 19th and sometime in January. And I'm like, oh, thanks. So, you're getting the undiluted noises that I'm making. So sorry about that. But at least I'm not eating the crunchy cucumber sandwich into the microphone. It's not that kind of stream. I actually don't watch ASMR videos, and it's not because they don't work on me, I don't think. I think they actually do work on me, but the way it tingles my brain is it's not pleasant. Like, I don't get pleasant tingles from it. I get like, ugh, like, please no. It wigs me out. It feels like it's scraping my brain in weird ways, and I don't like it. Actually, it feels a little bit like the audible equivalent of someone singing to me, which I hate, to be clear. It's like, wow, this is too intimate. I do not like this. Please desist. Like somebody trying to make aggressive eye contact or something. I'm just like, no, this is terrible. So I don't really listen to ASMR. Because it kind of weirds me out. Oop. How did I come across it? I think somebody showed it to me. It was somebody who had like a microphone attached to like their chest so you could hear their heartbeat. And I was like, no, this is too much. I cannot cope with this. Get it out of my ear holes. So, oop. Nice. Woohoo. Oh, I should grow some mushrooms. Actually, how we doing, guys? Has anybody new spawned? No? Chicken, are you laying any eggs? Why are you so useless? Lay an egg. Get a girlfriend. All right. I could move the sheep out. I don't want to breed them because I'm worried about the peaceful mob cap. I don't want to like not have spawning happen. How far away do I have to have these guys before they like if I took them all the way over there, would they still be filling the peaceful mob cap, or would that be far enough that it would be like they weren't here? I don't actually know. But that is potentially an option. All right, we got mine. Buckle up. We're just gonna mine. Ooh. I really should not waste the iron pickaxe on this. This is for expensive mining, but I forgot I had that. Someday I'll have an iron farm. Okay, that's the emergency pickaxe. Okay, I don't remember what things are. All right. Okay. Oh no. Did I use all of the... No. Oh, hey. Let's make another pickaxe. Let's use this. Actually, we should have... Let's retain an emergency stack of cobble. So we'll have one stack of cobble that is just not used for anything. In the event of an emergency, like I fall and everything's terrible, and I lose literally every piece of cobblestone to my name, then we'll have at least a stack. That's also what the emergency pick is for, so that I have something that I can mine cobblestone with that's not a wooden pick in the event that everything goes sideways. So once we get an iron farm, we can make some hoppers and we can get a more efficient cobblestone farm. That'll be super great. I experimented with one on my other Skyblock island before I messed up the obsidian in the portal. And you really do need the hoppers. I was hoping it could drop down into a water stream, but if the hoppers aren't there, it doesn't suck it down. It pops up into the lava and most of it burns. So you really do need the hoppers, which means post iron farm, probably. We can get something more meaningful. And then this can move from here to like an industrial. Actually, if we do village, farms, industrial, that means we only have actually one side. That makes more sense. Yeah, we'll do that. So village. And then on this side, maybe I can build my house. Like a big old house. So then like this big tree that we're going to make can be between my brain, my house in the village. There we go. It came back. And we'll have the Central Park area. We'll have farms over there. Village, farms, industrial, house, and storage, question mark? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that'll be nice. That'll be nice. I just hissed into the mic again. I'm gonna watch this back and be like, no, my sound. Why? Too much breathing and hissing and popping. This is thrilling. This is thrilling content, but it's fine. We're gonna mine. We're gonna listen to the music. And we're just gonna relax. It's a Saturday afternoon. And nothing is the matter. Everything's amazing. This is the kind of stuff, if I was doing it myself, I'd be listening to an audiobook. Because tedious things for when I have to do them, like cleaning or cooking or mining cobblestone. I 100% listen to audiobooks. And I can't really do that on stream. Although I have thought about having streams where I, like book club streams, where I read a public domain book on stream, like we do a chapter or something, and maybe talk about it. I don't know how many people I know that like swing by my streams would actually enjoy that, but I would like it a lot. Because I like books and literature. I like talking about it. And I feel like one of the things that, at least in the school system I was in, that's kind of a disservice, is they weren't good at explaining why they were asking us to do things. It's like, oh, this is a lit course, so we're analyzing the literature. And it's like, yeah, okay. Which I loved, don't get me wrong. I find that stuff crazy interesting. But for people who don't, it can be really frustrating. Like, why is this important? Like, why do I care what color curtains this author put in this guy's house? And like, whether he picked it intentionally or, well, obviously he picked it intentionally, but like whether it had a meaning or if he didn't think it had a meaning, and it all seems very arbitrary. And why is this the thing? But in my opinion, at least, that kind of stuff is really important later, because what you're actually doing is learning to analyze media, right? It happens to be lit in the case of a literature course, which, you know, if you like reading, it's a nice way to get into it. But you learn to think about, okay, who was the person that was writing, and why would they have written it this way, and what were they trying to say and do? Even in like a fantasy book, right? There are choices being made by the author. And even if it's a subconscious decision, like they just picked blue because they like blue. Okay. They do like blue for a reason. And maybe it's not pertinent to the story, but maybe, you know, they, I don't know, had experience with some type of group whose primary color was blue, and they want the principles of the group to be associated with that person. And even if they didn't do it, you know, consciously, in their mind there's an association, and they made it subconsciously. And to be able to ask that question of yourself, to be like, hey, Could this have meant something even if the author didn't realize what they were writing, or why they made that choice? I think that's important, especially now. Like, it wasn't like this when I was in school, where the internet was quite so huge, but being able to analyze the source of a story is important, even if it's not a journalism story, right? It's some piece of fiction. And I think that is one of the things that is important, or one of the ways to illustrate why that is important, is thinking about like D&D, which I like as a game and I have fun and I find it interesting, but there's a whole conversation to be had about, you know, the decision to make classes or races, or origins, however you want to call them, and you know where those come from. Because, for instance, one that will get a lot of conversation around it, as it should, is the goblin race has roots in anti-Semitism, and that is important to know. Vampire mythology is swimming in anti-Semitism, and so even if you're reading, I don't know, Twilight, who knows, some vampire story, vampire romance, right? You shouldn't divorce it from the origins of the myth, right? Like, those things are a problem. And just because you don't know that that's the origin doesn't make them less problematic. I'd argue it makes them more problematic, because that's when it becomes insidious, right? And that's how you get in situations where it's like, well, I didn't know. So if I don't know, it really wasn't, like, I wasn't thinking of it that way. And it's like, okay, but that's not actually how the world works. Intention is only good. Good intentions are only good until they have an appreciable impact. Impact is always more important than intention, right? So I don't care if you had the best intentions and you were just reading it to enjoy it and whatever, like, at least be honest with yourself about where some of that stuff comes. And that way too, it diffuses the danger to your mind, right? Because if you can consume a trope and say, yeah, that's a problem, that is 100% anti-Semitic, you can identify that larger discussion in other sources, right? But B, if you're a creator, you can start to decouple the problematic, like, I would like to see somebody write a vampire who wasn't built on anti-Semitic tropes. Like, what would that look like? It opens up the scope for creativity in a way that makes something like that more for everyone, right? Now more people could enjoy your work because it's not bogged down by all this problematic crap, right? So that's the kind of thing that I think lit is important for, but I don't think schools do a good job of, or at least my school didn't, a good job of explaining why. It's just like, you're in lit class, you analyze literature. It's like, how do I apply this later? Why, when will I ever need this? And it's like, well, anytime you consume media, this is something you need. Who wrote it? Why would they write it? What is it they're actually saying? Why did they make the choices they made? And honestly, what do they gain from it, right? Like, there are definitely stories that are like, oh, it's just fiction. And it's like, yeah, it is, but you definitely wrote that to say something very specific. And was that message worth saying? Like, does that message have value? And internet now is so much consumption, right? It's just like, I see art, I see people writing, I see tweeters. I just made myself sound 100 years old. I see tweets, I see, TikTok, and like, if you're mindlessly consuming that with no interrogation, you can get into some really deeply problematic places, and you can have opinions influenced by things that you don't want to be influenced by or unintentionally, right? And that you don't want to, you want autonomy over your life. And part of that is being able to examine the type of things that you absorb, right? I think that's really important. I think that's why literature is important, and I think that's why analyzing literature is important. I just think in a lot of ways school doesn't really explain the value of what the action is, right? At least mine didn't. And I would hope, if a teacher did a better job of explaining, like, here's what value this has, why we're doing it, and how you can use these things later in life, I feel like, people would be more willing to participate in those classes without being like, gosh, I hate this. I mean, they might still hate it, but at least there's a further value involved to your life, right? It's not just something you have to do to pass a class. Anyway, that's my opinion. That was really long. Anyway, but I do love lit. I love literature, and I would love to do a book club situation. The other thing that would be really good, and it's also something I'm trying really hard to do, is to find works that are outside of my scope of experience, right? Like minority authors, things like that. And again, public domain stuff. I'm not talking about stealing someone's stuff and reading it on stream. That is no bueno. I don't want to do that. But I think especially when you think of like classical literature, for most of us in this side of the world, it's all Western. I don't know that I was exposed to any type of older lit by a minority author before maybe Things Fall Apart, which was written, when was that written? Let's look it up. Or at least I wasn't knowingly, I did not understand that was part of what I was reading, which is almost as bad. Things Fall Apart. Chinua Achebe. I probably butchered that. Published in 1958. Okay. I think that's probably the first non-white work I was by a non-white author that I was exposed to in high school. And I think was that my sophomore year or my junior year? I don't even know. But 1958, you know how much lit you get through before you get to 1958? You got Shakespeare, you got, the Renaissance, you got so many authors. So many. And that's the first dude who wasn't some Western white. Like, come on. That is not good. So there's got to be works out there that are public domain, that are older, that are by those, because hopefully no one is foolish enough to believe that work doesn't exist. Like, that there's no meaningful work outside of the Western come on, man. Come on. So I'd like to find some of that and maybe read it. But also, read some of the stuff I enjoy as well. Like Jane Austen and that kind of stuff. Because I do enjoy reading Jane Austen, I'm not going to lie. It might also be fun to read some gothic romance novels, because those are bonkers. Written by women in a time when it was kind of frowned upon to be writing, especially that kind of content. But yeah, I think that might be a fun time. Book club stream. I also would like to maybe do some crafting streams. I knit and am learning crochet, so it might be fun to do that. I would need a hand camera, because I 100% don't want my face on the internet. This isn't my real face. This is the face that the internet gets. But I guess I wouldn't mind showing my hands. And that might be fun. Just like vibes and stuff. And maybe that would help me stay awake. Honestly, I find knitting and crocheting to be so zen that I tend to fall asleep when I'm doing it. And I've got like a pair of socks I'm trying to finish. And like I got a blanket I'm trying to crochet. I have a really good pattern for a blanket. It's my first crochet project, but each row of the blanket, you do like 4 or 5 crochet rows in one pattern, and then you switch color and stitch, and you do the next. So you've got this really lovely kind of striped blanket with each stripe being a different stitch, and I really like it. I need to, it's like a spicier life blanket, I think is what it's called. I really like it, is what I'm saying. And I'm so slow. I'll get judged so hard. I am not fast at either of those things. And I actually don't think I knit completely correct. I mean, the stitches are correct, so I don't know that you can say I don't knit correctly, but I kind of do it weird, I realize, because I taught myself with a friend. And the friend showed me correctly, and somehow in the couple of weeks between her showing me the first time and us having our next session, I had done something weird. So I was getting the stitches right, but I was using like an opposite hand, or I don't know. I don't really know. And then the last time I started a pair of socks, I was knitting and I was just struggling so hard. So I had taken a class on continental knitting because I wanted to get faster, and it just didn't click. I was struggling really hard with it, and I was like, I can't. I'm gonna have to go back to rowing. I can't figure this out. And then like maybe a year and a half, 2 years later, I was knitting on the pair of socks that I need to finish, and I was like, what is my problem with this? I'm struggling. I'm moving really slow. This feels uncomfortable. I don't understand. And I was like, I feel like I need to use my other hand. And so I switched to continental, and it just clicked all of a sudden. It was so bizarre. I was like, why can I suddenly do this? Because the last time I tried this, it was terrible. So I don't know. I think I knit weird. And I, especially depending on the part I'm knitting or the size of the stitches I'm using, I tend to switch back and forth between not quite right knitting and like pseudo continental. So I probably would get, if anyone who is, super good at it saw me knitting, they'd probably be like, what are you doing? I'll be like, I don't know, man. I'm just getting the stitches in. I have no idea. I'll end up with a sock, and that's all I care about. But I do think that would be fun, even if I would get constructive criticism on my technique. Because I really actually really like knitting with tiny needles, which sounds kind of weird, I guess, but I have a lot of teeny tiny little stuffed animals that are maybe the size of quarters that I have knit on teeny tiny double point needles. They're just so satisfying. In fact, if you want patterns for those, you should go to mochimochiland.com, and I hope it's .com. And there are a lot of them there, and I have a lot of those patterns. And it's nice because you can cast on. First off, you have to cast on barely any stitches, and I hate casting on, so that's a miracle. But then they're small enough too that you could do one whole project in 3 hours, 4 hours, and you're done. It's pretty great. I have a teeny tiny frog I need to knit. That would be a good one. Problem with that one is I think the Spicier Life blanket is actually a free pattern, I want to say. Maybe not, I'd have to check. But the Mochi Mochi Land patterns are not. They're for purchase, and I wouldn't want to knit them on stream in a way that somebody could watch and reproduce them and then not buy the pattern, because I've taken a class with the woman who runs Mochi Mochi Land, and she's delightful, and I love her patterns, and I I don't want to encourage theft of her patterns. You know, I want people to buy her patterns because they're great. And that's her livelihood. So I'd have to figure that out. But that is something that I would like to try doing for sure. I do have a pattern that I'm kind of making up as I go. Maybe I can work on that one. It's a dog sweater, so that would be a fun one to do. Like I have a base pattern for that, but then I've had to go really bonkers on the customization because the dog I'm making it for is a pit bull with a huge barrel chest, and so the sizes in the pattern are not correct. Like it would not fit him. But that would be a nice one. Although it's bigger, so it would be hard to get on camera, and I'm actually knitting it on pretty long, like weird metal needles. But that's a possibility. I wonder what... I'd need to figure out how to mount a camera. I mean, I do have the gooseneck camera now, so I don't know. Or the gooseneck clip. I wonder what kind of camera I could put on my hands. I don't know. We'll figure it out maybe. Do a knitting stream. Then I could do what? I don't even know what that category is on Twitch. Is it like arts and craft? Makers? What is it? I don't know. Be a new category. All right. I yammered long enough to, I feel like, get enough cobblestone for us to go back out here and do some stuff. This is such a chill song. I like it, I think. I was watching Gemini Tay. Her third Skyblock episode came out like last week, I think. And boy, was she just hopping all over the place, leaning out over the void, placing blocks really fast. I'm like, I am not good at Skyblock. I'm actually terrible. She places things so quickly, and I was just like, dang. Okay. Like, I'm not good at this game, I guess. Is that 2 blocks? Is it not spawning because I have it lit? I'm trying to remember what I did over there. Eventually, I want to turn that into a cave. And like, it'll be kind of like a hidden grotto in the park where you can like go into a little water feature and swim down and get in there. I think that'll be nice. I think that'll be nice. And I can decorate it like a lush cave, and that'll be cool. And maybe I'll just have mushrooms growing down there or something. The other thing we should do is maybe in the directions of the islands is bring the biome for, or what are there biome markers here? Plains. What if we recreated the biomes on the island? You know what I mean? So we could have a dark oak forest, wherever that would be. This is all plains. That makes sense. Plains is good for village and farm. That makes sense. Are we still in the plains? Hello. I'm coming for this egg. Thank you. We are. I wonder how far out I have to go to get into another biome. Like possibly the whole center island is the plains biome. Like I assume each island is its biome. So that could be interesting. Like just get the island out far enough that we're building like a dark oak forest, right? I think that could be really cool. We just make Minecraft, right? Because this double layer of cobblestone is essentially the bedrock, right, of the world. We could do a mini cave there, and maybe we'll do a huge cave there, right? Like actually have, that's a spruce island, like actually have some type of, you know, cave, crack, ravine that goes down there. It'd be hard, but it would be pretty cool. Should be 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, okay. So now we're gonna go down. I wonder what would happen if I just kept doing 6. This one isn't 6 actually. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's a lot, actually. If that's 14, we could do this one as 12. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe this one's 10. Or 8, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do 10. 8. Oh, the void. 9. And okay. All right. This is so much more stone, but the curve will be gentler. So, okay. What did we learn? We learned outside in because that I had to move. I didn't like it. Maybe the next one can be 8. I mean, eventually this is going to be a whole disc, but for now we're just filling in a small portion. This is very Animal Crossing adjacent music. Oh man, we burned through that really fast. It's fine. We got some organ happening. Electric organ situation. Oh. Speaking of organ adjacent things, so One of the things I've had on my bucket list for a very long time since I was in college, which is a very long time, is a piano. My mom had a piano, and I had piano lessons growing up, and it was just like a little upright. It might have even been a spinet. Like, it was not a big piano. Oh, I was so close. But I was so close. Boop. And I actually did a music degree. It wasn't a performance degree. It was more like a organization degree. Like, I could run band rehearsals and things if I needed to, but we had to have an instrument to do the program. And my instrument was piano, which was bonkers actually, because I took lessons in piano until I hit high school, and then I stopped taking lessons because I just felt like I was really struggling with it. I just was frustrated, and some of it was that I wasn't practicing enough, but there was also some of it that just was like I was struggling with the music. And I just didn't think I was ever going to play again. But when I was in college, I was doing a theater adjacent major, and I was like, you know what would be helpful here is this music degree, because I thought I was going to be running rehearsals and things, which would include theater, but also like music components. And so I was like, man, I probably need a degree too. I need to add this. So I could have done voice, but at the time I felt I still don't think I'm an okay singer. I don't know why I felt like piano was better for this than singing, except that it's useful to have, right? Like, if you're running a rehearsal, it's really useful to be able to, like, okay, here's your pitch, and let me give you the chords and all that stuff. And I had, kind of for fun, as kind of an extracurricular, picked up like the non-major, the piano lessons for non-majors, and I was like, oh, I like this. I forgot. When I'm not stressing out over it, I actually do like it. And so when I was like, I think I need to go into this music program, I picked piano as an instrument because I knew I had a lot to learn there, but it could be valuable. Anyway, so I played a lot of piano in college, and I'm not saying that I'm good at the piano, because I am decidedly not. It's actually something I really struggle with. In fact, and I wish that she had figured this out sooner, but the instructor for my major, end of my junior or senior year, I can't remember which one it was, she was finally like, okay, we're going to do an experiment in this lesson, and I am going to tell you what to play. You're not going to read music. I'm going to tell you what to play, and we're going to see how that works. And I came out of that lesson with like 3 of 8 pages of the piece memorized. It was like an hour-long lesson, and I walked out with 3 pages memorized, and I hadn't even seen the pages yet. She was like, I have never had someone learn music the way you learn music. And I was like, I'm glad finally to have some validation that there's a struggle here, but boy, I wish it hadn't been so long into my major that you figured this out. Because I just thought, I'm not good at, I can read music. I've been reading music a long time. In fact, almost as long as I've been reading. I don't remember learning to read. I do remember using flashcards to learn music notes. So obviously there's some time difference there, but I've known how to read music for a very, very long time. I can read music. There's something about playing and reading, and it is incredibly difficult for me to do. And I don't think it's a practice thing. I think it's a brain thing. Because there were several years during my college career where I was doing like 12 hours of practice on the piano a week. And it was not like, you really, like, the requirements for the degree were 7 hours a week. So an hour a day. That is so doable. That's absolutely doable, especially for a degree. Like, come on, you really should be playing a lot more than that. And my instructor for me was like, I want you to be doing 10 hours a week. And I was like, okay. And I think I ended up doing about 12. So it was like slightly less than 2 hours a day, I guess. Or like maybe I'd take a break on Sunday. I can't remember exactly how the schedule worked out, but it was a lot, okay? And it was still like, wow, if I have to look at music and play, I have the worst time ever. There's just something going on in my brain there. It felt, I don't want to like co-op dyslexia, but it felt like what people describe dyslexia to me as, except for music. I don't have dyslexia for reading. It was like there was something in my brain. Anyway, I'm talking about pianos. I've gotten off course. But I love pianos. I love acoustic pianos. I love grand pianos. I love upright grands. The college I went to, when we did concerts, we would play on like I think it was a 9-foot grand. It was huge. It's the biggest. It was like a boat. It was the biggest piano ever. And it was older, and like, man, would you have to really come to grips with that piano when you played. It was wild. But they're lovely. I love them. And ever since then, I was like, I would love to have one of these one day. I really would like one. And I didn't think I could fit one in this house. I just was like, there's nowhere to put it. So it'll have to be some other time, I guess. But as I was organizing my living room and finally got most of the boxes out and stuff, I was like, man, there's a lot of space in here and I don't know how to fill it. Like, I have a couch against one wall and there's one wall with a fireplace, which means you can't put furniture against it. So I kind of like had my easy chair's not the right word. Like my cushy, comfy single chair situation. My pickaxe. Like kind of at an angle in a corner. But I realized if I moved it to the other side of the room at that same angle, which keeps it out of the pathway, but makes it, kind of brings it closer to the couch and a little closer to the dining room and stuff. There's suddenly this huge amount of space over by the window at the front of the room, like where you come in, where there's just nothing. And a lot of it's a corner, but it's big. Like there's just nothing there. And the width of a piano is pretty standard. It's about 5 feet for the 88 keys, so you can't really change that. But there's room there for that. There's not room for an upright because you really need to put an upright against a wall. And the wall either has the fireplace or a huge window. But a grand piano, especially a petite grand, which is the smallest type of grand piano, so like under 5 feet, think like 4'7", could absolutely fit there. And so once I figured that out, I was like, I could maybe have a piano and I could start playing again. It's been almost 10 years since I've had access to a piano to play, and I would love to play again. So I started like window shopping. I wasn't really ready to pull the trigger, but there are a lot of people trying to get rid of pianos. I feel like there are more people trying to get rid of used pianos than there really are people looking to get them. Because a piano as an instrument is something, I feel like it's a little different than a clarinet or something. It's almost like it's an instrument, but they're almost furniture, if that makes sense. Like they take so much space. If you think of one in a room, it feels like a piece of furniture, right? And like a piece of furniture, they tend to get passed down in families a lot, whether or not someone in that family can play, right? And so eventually, if you're moving and you're like, no one plays this, why do we still have this, or whatever, people look to get rid of them. It's taking up too much space. They need to downsize. No one plays it. They need the room for something else, all that stuff. And if you buy from like a dealer, you can get an okay price. I mean, the benefit is that usually they redo the piano. Like they'll test the action, and if it needs to be like pitched or voiced or whatever, they'll do all that work and they'll replace like the felt tips on the hammers and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, $4,000 to $6,000 for a baby grand that's not like a super famous brand from a used deal. Like, okay, yeah, that's kind of standard price, but it's more than I want to spend. But if you're willing to look for people on like Marketplace or eBay or Craigslist, like some people just like, you just need to come get this. Please get it out of my house. Some people are still trying to sell them for some stuff, and that's fair. Like, that's your piano if you want to try to sell it. It's just, I know it's really hard because it really comes down to how badly do they want to get rid of it, and you know, do they have something that's unique enough that someone's going to want to pay money for? So I just painted my house and had a humidifier installed. So like, I'm not pulling the trigger on paying for a piano, because depending on how far away it is, even one that's within like 35 miles of me can be like $700 to $1,000 to move. And with a piano, you really need like a professional, like someone who knows how to move a piano, because you have to disassemble some of it, take the legs off, and then you don't want to bang it around because it's an instrument. Like, you're gonna mess things up. So anyway, I was looking, but I was not expecting to buy, and I found a piano, it's a petite grand is what I would call it, but I have never ever seen one with the measurement that this one is. I need to go back and look up the brand and like see if they did a lot of them, because the smallest petite grand I've really ever heard of was maybe like 4 foot 5 inches, and they said this piano measured 3 feet 5 inches, and it was they called it a baby grand. Again, I would call that a petite grand, but like, what? I didn't even know. And I asked about it when I was like, do you still have this? Are you still trying to get rid of this? Is this still a thing? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, is it really 3.5 feet? Like, what? Because again, that's like the depth or the length of the piano. The width, you got 88 keys. It's about 5 feet. It's not getting any smaller. They're like, yeah. I was like, is that from the front of the keys to the back? Or is that from behind the music stand? Like, is that the length of the strings? They're like, oh no, from the front of the keys. And I'm still super dubious, because what? Either way it would fit, but I was like, this tiny baby angel piano, I covet this piano. They were asking $2,000 for it, which is kind of a lot. I mean, I get why they're asking that, because it looked like it was in really good shape. It was really lovely. Really nice color, like a walnut maybe. I don't think it was red enough to be cherry. But like the finish still looked really good. The keys looked really good. It was this really, if it's actually that size, unique size for a baby grand. And I was just like, I can't do $2,000, man. I just popped out so much money for other things. I gotta live. Like, houses are expensive. I was just window shopping because I was bored. And I was like, okay, well, and it was only like 35 miles away from me. And I was like, why do you hurt me? And they're like, yeah, I still have it. I'm like, are you open to negotiations? And they were like, small negotiations. I was like, well, this ain't small, but would you take $1,000 for it? And they're like, no, I gotta sell it for more than that. I was like, okay, I totally get it. I hope you find someone who wants it and loves it. But why? I just made so many pickaxes. This is why I'm not supposed to talk and work at the same time. My cobblestone. All right, that's fine, I guess. We're here until I break them all. No, I'm just kidding. But man, I would love to have that piano. It was so pretty and it was so interesting size-wise, but I'm going to do research on it. I don't remember how I got on the topic of pianos, except that I want that piano. So I was like, if you change your mind, I will give that piano a home. And they're like, I can tell you'd really love it. I'm like, oh, I would. So, you know, maybe give it 4 weeks. And if they haven't moved it yet, maybe they'll change their mind and I will also have more money. But man, it'd be so nice. It'd be like under a window in my living room. And it'd be so nice in the spring. You could like open the screen door and listen to the birds and have the windows open and the sun shining on the keys and playing some music. That would be really lovely. So, but yeah, someday. There are also a lot of like baby grand free, and you look at it and it's like, ooh, you know, like, oh man, you have not been taking care of that. Like the finish looks scuffed, or the keys are chipped, or they're like, oh yeah, a couple of these keys don't sound, and like, ooh, maybe not, maybe not. Or they've put like stickers on the keys for someone who's learning the names, like the letters of the keys and stuff. And I'm like, oh, why have you done this? Why you did that? So there are a lot of stinkers out there, but sometimes there are really lovely ones. And there are some lovely ones, you know, even are like free or like $100 or whatever. Just you come get it. They're either too far away or they're too big, or petite grands are actually kind of hard to find. I'm a little worried, like when I actually want to get one, that I am going to have to go through a dealer, just because they're more likely to have one of that size, which is like the 4'5" to 4'11" range. Because I got some room, but I ain't got that much room. So it's not, I can't go over like 5 feet. That would be too much. I am having the weirdest conversations today. I hope that whoever watches this VOD finds me just yammering incredibly soothing, because that's all that I'm doing. But yeah, and what I'd really love to do is pull back out some of my music from college, which I hope is still in my parents' house. There was a while there where I was living in like a 425 square foot apartment, so things like that did not come with me. They had to stay in the basement at my parents' place. I don't see them having thrown that out without asking me, and I don't remember being asked, and I cannot picture myself saying, yeah, pitch it, when I had lofty dreams someday of having a piano again. So hopefully they're around, especially because there's one piece I played in college. I think I've mentioned it on stream before. I don't know why it's been on my mind so much. I think because I've been craving playing the piano again. But it was a more recent piece. And the middle of the piece, the range of the piece narrows down, I think it's to the key of D above middle C. And you just spend a couple measures, like alternating fingers on your hands going right in the middle. And it was such a fun piece. It wasn't even the hardest piece that I played at that recital. And everyone who talked to me after that recital was like, man, I loved that part. And I was like, I mean, it was fun, but I apparently, and I don't remember the composer. I don't remember the name of the piece. Like, if I don't find it, I'm going to have to reach out to my college instructor and be like, well, this is a random question, but do you remember that piece at all? Because she actually might. And like, what was it? And how do I get it? Because I kept all of my music from college in a binder, and I know what the binder looks like. I'm not sure what I did with it. So I'd like to have it back. And like, I played some Debussy, and did I play any Rachmaninoff? I know I wanted to. I don't remember if I did. I know someone in the program played Rachmaninoff because he was a ridiculous pianist, like incredibly talented, and I was like, I should just quit this program. What the heck? He's so good. So I know someone in the program was playing Rachmaninoff when I was there, and I do enjoy his music. I did play some Chopin. It's so funny. I remember, like, my brain wasn't giving me the word the name Chopin, and I was like, oh crap, what was it? And there's a video game that I think it was a JRPG that was like themed around music and actually Chopin, and my brain gave me what my brother and I called Frederick Chopin in that video game. We were always like, Freddy Show! And my brain gave me that before it gave me actually Chopin. So we got there, but thanks video games, I guess. But I would like to find those pieces again and play them. Every once in a while I'll be watching like a period piece, like a Jane Austen movie or something, and there's one especially, and I can't remember which version it is. Oh, I think it's the 1995 or 96, whichever one, the miniseries, where the insufferable Pride and Prejudice Bingley sisters sits down at the piano and plays this, like, it's supposed to be a really ridiculous piece, and she goes really fast, and like at the end of it she's like and it ends, and I'm like, hey, I played that piece in college. So every once in a while, one of the pieces I played in college, I'll hear it in a movie or something, and I'm like, hey, I know that, or I knew that at one point. And I'd be interested to see how hard I would have to work to get some of those to come back, because I had them memorized, and obviously muscle memory is huge, but like if you don't practice muscle memory, you lose it fairly fast. So I'm not convinced that I have any of it left at all. So I'd probably have to do a lot of technical work before, like, all those little finger exercises and arpeggios and scales and all that stuff. But I think I'd enjoy it, actually. I have a book of exercises and stuff somewhere, again, that are designed to help get your fingers moving independently of each other and together, and especially in weird combinations that like your fingers don't move in unless you're playing an instrument. So I'd like to do that again. All right, let's finish this stack and we'll go back and place these. Wow, this also is very much like Animal Crossing. I'm not convinced that it's not like a homage to Animal Crossing. Monday Blues by Stream Cafe. Stream Cafe is who did my my personalized background music that I start and end stream to. They're really fun. They did like a mystery bag. I've said this on stream before. I tell the same stories over and over. It's fine. I do what I want. This is my channel. It was like $75, and they'll look at your channel and your art and all that stuff, and then they'll just give you a piece of background music based on all that, but no feedback. So it's like a mystery bag, but like a personalized mystery bag. And somehow they managed to get mine incredibly right, despite the fact that I look like a red alert robot. They got me a very like lo-fi, vibey sort of intro. I really like it. It was totally worth it. And it was really fun to see what an artist like that would think of your stuff, right? Like if they get the theming and things. So I was really happy with it. I love it a lot. And they gave me a short version, which is like 3-minute longs, and they gave me something like 99-minute loop or 99-minute. I can't remember. A really long version so that, it would just keep playing if I needed it to. So that was fun. If anyone else did one of those mystery bag things, I would absolutely do that too. It's like a fun way to get like personally themed music that's, just for you, but is not super expensive, right? Like rounds and rounds of feedback and custom song work and all that kind of stuff. Which meant it was super accessible, or, easy to get. And like didn't involve me having to not manage. That micromanage isn't the right word, but just like go back and forth or make decisions, which I enjoy. There's too much of that in my day job. I don't really want to do that otherwise. Now I think I put them in my about me. I hope I did. I'm pretty sure I did before I started using their stuff. I gotta look now. Hang on. This is probably gonna start playing something. Don't play. All right. Where's my credits? Okay, yeah, I did. Okay, good. Good. I was like suddenly paranoid that I had not credited them properly, but I did. They're down there in my credits. Check them out. They're great. That said, I don't know whose song this is, but I'm not. Oh, it's them. It's them again. I don't want this one. Oh, I took my shuffle off. We're just not shuffling. This is another Stream Cafe one. I hope it didn't shuffle me into a new list because that would be bad. I think we're still in my list here. Yeah, we are. Okay, good. Okay, good. Sometimes I haven't been using Spotify up to this point. I've been using YouTube music, and now that I'm on Spotify, I feel like I don't have a good grasp. Like when I'm listening to it for myself, sometimes they just chuck me into new playlists or like ignore the shuffle or ignore the repeat, and I end up places I don't intend to be, which is like fine if I'm just listening to music, but if I'm streaming and can get like copyright claimed, it's not good. Like, please stay in the thing. Okay, good. Am I gonna have to make a whole new... See, you can see I accidentally did the same thing with swords earlier. Why? That shift click is bad. Here's the emergency pick. I'm gonna need to sort out storage soon. It's not good. Bop. So much more land. And remember, this is like bedrock. So eventually I want to put a layer of like a third layer that's actually the ground and like maybe build up a mountain somewhere and stuff. So a lot of this will hopefully be grass at some point. It's just going to take a lot of grinding and a lot of waiting for grass to grow. We'll get there. Once I get the iron farm up, which will help me make better other farms, I can do a gold farm, and that'll be really good. And with the gold farm, we can do piglin bartering, and that's where we'll get the gravel, and that's where we'll get the dirt. So we're on the cusp of big things now that we've got those bad boys over there. Like, that's gonna be really important. Speaking of, let's make some torches. Let's make some torches. How are we doing on time? It's 4:20. So maybe if I place all these cobblestone, I'm gonna have to go after that because dinner. I hadn't originally planned on having dinner, so I was gonna play until about 7, which is when my brother started streaming, and I was gonna raid him if I had anybody here, but dinner. It's gonna be a real good dinner, okay? It's gonna be really nice. And then I want to be back in time to watch him stream because he's playing the new Star Ocean game today. Like we just finished, or he just finished. I say we, like I played, but I watched. It was important. He just played the Star Ocean 2, which is his favorite game probably ever. or at least his favorite JRPG ever. And so he just finished playing that on his last stream. And so now he's going to go into the new Star Ocean, and we're going to see how that is. And I'm very excited about that stream. So I have to be home by 7 to watch that. What was I doing? Torches. I need these. Ooh, do I not have... Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I don't have as much oak as I do spruce. So congratulations, spruce. You are becoming... Here we go. Become... charcoal. All right. I'll let that guy do that. Fantastic. Eventually, if we do like a... it'll come to me. Coming. Wither Skeleton Farm. That'll be great. Just as a source of coal. Like, I don't even care about the skulls. Coal. Coal is the most important. Oh man, if we get an iron farm going, that's also how we will get access to infinite lava. Because we'll be able... Well, that and dripstone. And... Like I joked earlier, the first two wandering traders, had pointed dripstone for sale, and I didn't have any emeralds. So 100% now that I need have emeralds to trade, I'm never gonna see it again. That's the only sign of variable that is out of my control for that. Because once I have a iron farm, I can make the cauldron. Cauldron? That's what it's called, right? It's a cauldron. I know what a cauldron is. I just can't remember if that object is called a cauldron or something else. Anyway, I can make that. This was 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So let's do this one 8. And a bucket to move the lava, which I have one, I guess, so we've got that, but we need that dripstone so that we can put the lava on top of it and it can start making us some lava in the cauldron. So, but that'll be big, and an iron farm will help with that. I mean, we could conceivably grind out enough for that, but iron farm will make it a lot better. Hoppers are going to make a huge difference to everything, really. So, just farming in general. But the lava, infinite lava, means we can get some obsidian. And actually, we could make an obsidian box and make a wither grinder out of it if we had a wither skeleton farm and piglin bartering. Because that's actually how you get ancient debris. There's a 50% drop rate. But I don't want to fight the wither somewhere where it could blow the ground up under me. So that's probably like end game strategy there, but it is something we could do. And we could have iron golems help us kill it, because that is actually incredibly effective. So... the iron farm is going to be a huge deal, actually. A huge deal. And I know a design that doesn't require a zombie, which is nice. And it's perfectly not perfectly efficient, but it is efficient enough for my application. Like it's a little homestead iron farm. It's the one I have on the realm with my jungle treetop base. I forgot to feed the peanuts to the squirrels today. I hope they're not too mad at me. I have some very cute squirrels that live in my yard that I feed. I have like a bird feeder out there, and I throw peanuts out for the squirrels most days. Because it's really nice when I'm working because the window that looks out to my front yard is to my left when I'm working. I'm actually facing that window right now, but there's that like pass-through bookcase room divider in front of me, so I get all the light, but I don't necessarily see out of it. But the other side of that bookcase is my office setup for work, and that, like, if I'm facing forward, the direction of that desk for work is perpendicular and like against the wall. And to the left is when you're sitting at that desk, which is directly in front of me. If I'm sitting at this desk, is that my window to my front yard. And so I can like glance out there while I'm working. I get all the light. I get to watch the birds. Every once in a while, they'll come land on the window frame next to me. It's a single pane of glass because it is a 90-year-old window, because this is a basically a 90-year-old house. I need to replace that window, and it's on the list. But anyway, the window is like thin enough that when birds land on that windowsill, I can hear their feathers. And it's really cool. So I enjoy this. But I've got some very adorable squirrels. There's one little red squirrel that was absolutely born this fall. He's just a little dude. I get a mix of the red and the gray squirrels, or the brown and the gray squirrels. I don't know if you would call them red, because I know in Europe they have some actually red squirrels. But the brown squirrels are big, and the gray squirrels are kind of smaller and a little more frantic. But this brown squirrel is just a teensy bit smaller than an adult gray squirrel, or about the size of an adult gray squirrel now, because they're growing. But it's a baby, is what I'm saying. It's just a baby. It's so sweet. And then I've got some real chonky brown squirrels. Like, they absolutely have done a very good job eating for the winter. And it's cold enough now. It's taken forever to get cold. Like, that's alarming. But it's cold enough now that they're fuzzy. Like, when you look at them, they don't have their smooth summer coats. They've got like the floofy winter coats that you can see all this like halo of thicker hair around them, and they're very fat and sassy. I like watching them out the window. So maybe I'll drop some peanuts out there when I leave for dinner, so we can all have dinner together. I really thought I was going to be building houses and stuff on this stream. No, we're just placing cobblestone. It's cool. It's a vibe. I am determined not to be stressed out for the rest of the year. Like, I'm going to enjoy my time off. My cousin, who I'm going to go do art with, I was talking about earlier, was like, I'm so sorry it's taken so long to get back to you, and we had a ton going on, and I don't know when you want to come sometime. And I'm like, you need to relax. Just relax. I'm not mad. I'm not worried. The wall that I want to put it on, it wouldn't have gone up if you'd finished it, 5 months ago anyway, because it needed to be painted. And that only happened last weekend. So I am fine. So you should be fine. I told her, I was like, I am determined not to be stressed out through the end of the year. And that includes not stressing other people out. So just everything is fine. Relax. We'll have a good time this weekend. We'll make progress on it. It'll be great. And that's the energy I'm carrying into this week. And I'm going to need everyone at work to understand that we are not being stressed out. There's no stress this week. I have a lot to get done, and I'm committed to getting it done. Okay, we're going to do the Zoom. 3, 2, 1, quick Zoom. I'm committed to getting it done, but I'm not committed to like freaking out about it either. So it's going to get done on time. I'm not going to be a bottleneck, but I am also not going to be about the energy of being frantic. That is not what I want to do for the rest of the year. So We can be frantic in January. There we go. Pop that there. All right. Amazing. Ugh, so many pickaxes. Depressing. Maybe we'll do a little. I'm still doing pretty good. We'll do some digging for 15 minutes. By digging, I mean mining. That way I'll be in a good position when I get back on. I need to have my brother look at, because there's some like weirdness happening with my cheekbones and my eyelashes. Can you see, like, see how I almost pointed, but see how when I close my eye, it like disappears in the cheekbone. We did some weird things with the shape of the face to make it look more featureless and more like kind of Android-y and AI stuff. And now that I have better expression tracking, when I like squeeze my eyes shut, you can get some clipping with the eyelashes, or you know, what are functioning as my eyelashes. So I may see if he can do a little finessing there. Or maybe today I'm just squinting more than normal. Or it might be the new position of the phone. The camera is picking it up better than normal. That could be it, which means it isn't going to get resolved, and I do need to have him look at it. So who knows? Who knows? I need to prioritize what I want to do with iron. So we need to get the villagers sorted out. Breed 2, and or actually we probably want to build the base of the iron farm first. Breed 2 and lure them up to the top of the iron farm where they're supposed to be with like a bed. And then we can breed them up, because I think you need 5 in the iron farm design, 4 or 5. You might as well just breed them up in there, and we should use ones that have been born and not cured, because their trades aren't going to be as good anyway. And then, like, to build the iron farm, I think what I'll need is 5 iron ingots, because then I can make a hopper from the kill point. I kind of need 4 hoppers, I think, because I don't have the lava. I'm gonna have to do campfires. I think that's gonna have to be a 2x2. Ooh, I'm gonna have to figure this out. Which would be 20 iron ingots. I mean, it's doable, but it's kind of a lot. Maybe I'll do some mob grinding at some point. But But that is just down like 1 level into a chest. And then as we get iron coming in, I can make more hoppers, and like a hopper chest chain down to actual ground level, because that will be up in the sky, up at the top of the iron farm. But, you know, with 4, we can start things running. And at that point, you know, we'll start getting more iron with better frequency, and we can build it out as we go. Then after that, I think I need some iron to build at least one of the villager stations for the trades that I want out of the villagers. So maybe we'll do that next. And then just like Hopper City, right? So we can make, I think the first farm we'll want to make is a more efficient cobblestone farm, which needs at least 4 hoppers, I think. Maybe 5. Better tool, obviously. I mean, I do have an iron pick, so. But that would be really good. And then from there, we can do the gold farm, which will give us access to trading and more blocks and stuff like that. So we can set up that mob farm to be an auto kill with hoppers, and that would be good. But yeah, first step, iron farm. Second step, expand iron farm, get the right villager trades. Third step, I should say priority. Third priority is better cobblestone grinder. And then when we do that, we can move it over to the industrial district, and that'll be nice. And then this can start to become a garden, and that'll be nice. Because this will be where there'll be like a boulder, and like that'll be down into the grotto, right? Like, so this will be a water feature. So then we'll have to move the farm over there too. It'll be really nice. Start making it look pretty. Oh, storage room. That's important. Maybe while I'm running the iron farm, like once the iron farm's up and we're waiting for things to fill a little bit, get some iron out of it, we can build our storage. Because this is not cutting it anymore. I'm excited. This is going a lot better than my last one when I messed up the nether portal. What I'd like to do for the nether portal is actually go in, light that big portal that's in there, and reconnect that portal to this one and take down the other one. So it's like a nicer setup. To do that, I will need a not a golden one. What did we learn? A diamond pick. Which I can get from the villager trades. So that's on the list too. I need to make signs. Make signs and set up the list of things I want to do. In fact, let's do that. Let's do that. All right. So. Ooh, nice. Okay. Where do we want to put this? We should make a board. Let's make a board. Boop, boop, boop. Release the plank. Thank you. All right. And then we're going to make some signs. There we go. Ooh. All right. So here we've got village. That's not even close to how you spell that. Village. Then we do iron farm. While that's cooking, we're gonna do storage. Then from there, we're gonna do cobble generator upgrade, right? And we're gonna do villager trading, including diamond pick. We're gonna do, oop, no. I hated that. All right, villager trading. Diamond pick. We're gonna do clean up nether portals. Village, and then we're gonna do cobble generator upgrade, villager trading, clean up nether portals. What else did I say I wanted to do? We did storage. Oh, gold farm. Gold farm. Then we're gonna do. Okay, I don't know what these will be yet. So we'll just pop them on there. Let's go get some. Are those easier to read with white dye? I feel like they might be. Vroom vroom. This is nice. I don't feel like I'm about to fall down to my death. Pleasant. That's what I wanted. I think I'm up. I should have just grabbed this out of the farm. I don't know why I ran down here to do this. It's fine. It's fine. Ooh. I don't know if that's easier to read. Spruce. Spruce signs. Not great for reading, actually. But alright. I guess. Ugh. This is hideous. It's hideous. Throwing my axe on me. Should have done spruce on the background and oak on the signs. That's what I should have done. Just, I had so much spruce. It seemed like the better wood to use. As an efficiency thing. Right, that'll at least keep things from spawning on it. Although so will this. Alright, I mean, we got a to-do list. That's pretty good. I guess I could have put the grotto on there, although I don't think that's one of the things I want to do super soon. It's probably fine. There's like, I'm like eyeballing. I got out of the car when I closed my mouth. I think the turtle's back. Yeah, you're getting some like weird mouth shapes happening. Like you can see the little edge. Like my mouth is fully closed. And you see how when I turn my head, there's like a corner. Like what's it doing? Why is it doing that? Alright, I'm gonna have to watch the VOD back and see how weird it is. Got like turtle beak happening. That's what happens when you don't have lips. Get turtle beak. Alright, I think it's got to be the new position of the camera because I haven't noticed that before. I'll have to go back and compare. But this is such a better position. Like if it's causing problems, I'm gonna have to fix them. I can't. I'm not moving the camera. It's so much better. So. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that. It looks so goofy from the side. Oh no. Has it been doing that whole time? That's a good thing, I guess. I was yammering so much because as soon as I'm not talking, that looks so goofy. Ho! Ho! You're gonna have to help. Oh, that reminds me. I need to buy a new case for my desktop, my tower, because I have a new, to me, graphics card that needs to go in, and Poe's gonna be where I am for Christmas time, and he can install it for me. He was gonna do that at Thanksgiving, but my case is too small. Like, it doesn't fit, which was a bummer. So I need a bigger one. And by bigger, it just needs to be bigger internally. Like, there's actually room for it in this case if it didn't have a couple, like, shelf things that aren't even being used. So I need something without those so we can get it in there. And that'll be nice. I'll just make him help me with a lot of things. Gimme half a stack. We're 5 away. 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Alright. Now we're gonna do the thing where I get my inventory emptied. That looks nice. Great. Let's oh no, I got an extra. My cobblestone is uneven now. That's fine. It was kind of uneven anyway. All right, let's harvest this one last time. Boop, 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 boop. I'm in the water. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Right, and then we go boop, 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 boop. Perfect. Bop, bop. Potato. Let me just make sure. Now that there are words. Okay, no, we're good. I was like, we're still in the safe playlist, right? We are. Wee carrots. Should have got my axe. I need to get a fortune home. That's something we should add to the list. Hang on. Once I finish this. Okay. That is absolutely something to add to the list. Lava farm. Enchanting setup. Unless we're super lucky and the toolsmith has like a hoe with fortune on it. We're gonna need, or I guess potentially we could get it through books as well. That is an option, which an anvil will help with, of course. So I guess enchanting setup isn't mandatory, but it would be nice. It would also be something that we could like fill space with, so that would be good. Cool. All right. I think that's good. Let's just double check, see if we got anybody new down here. Anybody? Got an egg? Anybody? Anybody new? Ah, come on, you guys. Sorry, emergency grass. All right. I think that's good. I'll call for today. I'm going to go have dinner with my parents, and then I'm going to come back and watch Poe's stream. Let's see if I... Ooh. He changed his username. Let's see if I can remember what it is. Is that right? Oh, it was! So, yay! If I got any lurkers, follow that if you want. He's my sibling AI, and he did my model. He did his own model, and he's starting Star Ocean, the new Star Ocean today, and I'm very excited. So I'm gonna be back for that. And honestly, while I do that, while I watch him play, I'm probably gonna be grinding cobblestone and cobblestone, honestly. So there'll be more stuff to do next time. All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me. I had fun as always, and rambled a lot, which is also fun for me, and maybe a bit boring for you, but haha. All right, everybody. Thanks. Have a good night and enjoy the rest of your weekend.